We never paid any heed to the BlizzCon prophecies.
This is an April Fool's joke.
Like fools, we clung to old expectations.
Is vanilla.
And pre-ordered as we had for generations. Until the day Battle.net downloaded garbage, and a new enemy came upon us. Now we stand upon the brink of uninstalling, for the reforging of Blizzard is upon us. Our story begins with life's greatest questions. Is greed really good? Who is my daddy? To answer these heavy questions, we need to go to the epicenter of modern culture, where the greatest minds align to do important things like clap, cheer, and of course,
Hashtag battles. This is where all weekend long, you guys are going to tell
BlizzCon 2018. Forget that Diablo light shit, because Blizzard is reforging one of the greatest games of all time, Warcraft 3. As always, the hype was palpable. Oh yes, daddy, so much reforging is gonna happen. More potent seizures from Footman Frenzy with slightly better graphics.
Wow.
Have sex in Life of a Peasant, but in 4K. And this upgraded user interface that will definitely be in the game. If you're asking yourself, what does reforging even mean? It means remastering, but for 10 whole extra dollars. But more importantly, it means 4+ hours of reforged cutscenes to be more dramatic and lifelike than before. Quick, someone get me some Adderall because my nostalgia inhibitors are out of control. But that's not all. The Petebot 2.0 has been preparing a speech for the past 6 months to inspire you. Inspiration time.
We hope you seize this opportunity to be found, to be changed, and to be inspired.
And now that Blizzard has us by the emotional balls, you know what time it is. Pre-order time. Alright, I've seen all I need to see. Just shut up and take my money, okay? Blizzard has made a promise, and they always fulfill. If I've learned one thing from E3, if a game developer has shown impressive footage at a showcase, you know it's an accurate representation of the final product. But Pete's got one last request for us Warcraft 3 fans.
All right, promise me you'll come by and give me that cheer every now and again. That's epic.
Oh, you're gonna need those cheers because release day is here, January 28th, 2020. It's a bit delayed. The reason being the good guys over at Blizzard needed a little bit of extra time to honor the high standards that we the fans hold them to. Well, that's obviously worth the extra wait. Hype is back. 30 gigabytes of hype. God. The reforging must have been tremendous. These cutscenes are gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like another Warcraft movie. I mean, what could go wrong? The answer, everything. So people start flooding into the game and realize something is amiss. The entire game is a lie. It's just a shitty reskin with amazing features like not being able to use your spells, invisible units, can't save the game, scratch that, can't play the game. What's wrong with Arthas? Disconnecting from single player? No, seriously, what's wrong with Arthas? Oh, your computer can't play the game? Just buy a new computer, lol. People can't really do anything. Want to play the legendary campaign? You lose. It's a dumpster fire that looks, runs, and feels worse. Booty Bay? More like Booty Band, you fucking sicko. 4 hours of new cutscenes? Try 5 minutes. Remember the gasps from that close-up of Arthas and Uther? Well, that's not even in the game. Instead, all the cutscenes are basically the same as the original, with minor reskins. Well, at least those 5 minutes of new cinematics must be pretty fucking amazing, right?
Let's see it now? Yeah?
Yeah, it was a fan submission.
That's a filthy lie!
The fans yell. People are not happy. The vast majority of promises and expectations have gone unmet. Warcraft 3 discussion chat is ablaze. I think this guy wants a refund. Well, that sucks. But at least I can go back to All Reliable, the one who has always been there for me when I needed her most. Classic Warcraft 3. But you see, Blizzard is a giving company. They put their players first, and they've got a gift for everyone. Even those who just want to play Warcraft 3 Classic and didn't even buy Warcraft 3 Reforged. A gift of around 30 gigabytes. Can you guess what it is? That's right. If you want to just play Warcraft 3 Classic and avoid this entire clusterfuck, too bad. You've just been thrown in the burning building whether you like it or not. So Blizzard kills one of the most beloved games of all time by merging it with the broken, garbage Warcraft 3 Reforged interface and BattleNet. They couldn't leave the Classic alone. They needed to get everyone in on the hot action. Very generous. And this resulted in the torching of much of what had been built on Warcraft Classic. Clans, tournaments, profiles, custom campaigns, ladders, and of course, the freedoms of custom games. All of this lost in this slaughter.
Look how they massacred my boy.
But Blizzard isn't satisfied with just disappointing fans of the campaign. No, they have a reputation to uphold. And so the lawyers over at Activision Blizzard get working hard on a policy to ensure the magic of custom games is never replicated on Warcraft Reforged. You see, Blizzard is not happy about Dota 2 slipping through their grasps even though IceFrog gave them first dibs.
Began a $25 million tournament for Defense of the Ancients 2.
I've made a huge mistake.
And so they want to make sure that Warcraft 3 Reforged custom games never reach the same level of creativity as Classic. So they try and slip into the user agreements a little clause that strips all custom game makers of any rights and claims to the intellectual property they have created. Custom games are and shall remain the sole and exclusive property of Blizzard without limiting the foregoing. You hereby sign blah 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 blah. What the fuck does that even mean? Google, please translate. Uh-oh. You've just spent 10,000 hours developing this unique game concept? No you didn't, we did. Teehee. This effectively removes incentive for someone to try and build a truly unique game concept on the Warcraft 3 engine. Why put a unique idea into the game if not only you won't retain rights, but Blizzard doesn't even have to give you credit. Just bend over and Daddy Blizzard will take care of the rest. Will people create new custom games? For sure, but nothing to the scale and potential of Dota. Any ideas with real legs will be taken elsewhere, which sucks. But the custom game massacre extends even further. Do you by chance ever have the urge to cosplay as General Grievous and have sex with a Japanese girl in a Warcraft custom game? You do. Well, you can't. Because Blizzard's new custom game policy has banned all maps using outside intellectual property, a sad adjustment to the world of 2020. The outlandish, the crude, what made custom games unique, fun, and most importantly weird, outlawed. False advertising, bugs, and the slaughter of a classic game. People are pretty pissed off, and somebody's gonna pay, preferably Blizzard. And so, the Great Refund Brigade begins. Blizzard support is flooded with requests for refunds. But there's a small problem from Blizzard's perspective. They need that money. Hey, you played an hour of Crash Simulator. Therefore, by the agreement, you are not entitled to a refund. Sorry. Helping people get refunds? Banned. Okay, initial requests don't seem to be going over so well. So people start bringing out the big guns. Bold strategy. Duking it out with Blizzard's finest minds over a customer support.
Hi, I'd like a refund, please.
And the battles were fierce. People started citing consumer protection laws. Shit's getting serious. But Blizzard is a corporation. They aren't beholden to what these little entitled consumers want. So they say, our refund policy overrides consumer protection laws because we're an American company. But that's not how consumer protection laws work, and the consumers are right. Blizzard has falsely advertised, maybe even committed fraud, and the heat is increasing. The consumers have both the moral and legal high ground. But Blizzard is stubborn and attempts to do whatever this is, and are immediately cut down. And in their shame, they finally yield and begin giving in to the refund requests. The number of requests is so staggering that Blizzard staff just gives up and begins allowing automated requests as well. The customers have won. These whiny, entitled consumers and their selfish consumer rights protections. Pathetic.
Fall back to the trees!
Says Blizzard, but this war is far from over and will be fought on multiple fronts. You see, Blizzard's crimes against humanity not only constitute an assault on the sales front, but also an assault on the brand. Bugs and a bad UI are fixable, but the murder of a beloved game, the great custom game theft, and the deceit were all cause for more severe response from the Legion of Warcraft 3 fans. And so people decide to fight back with perhaps their greatest and most dangerous weapon of all, memes. Oh baby, the memes are good. If one positive has come from this mayhem, it's the memes. The Warcraft 3 subreddit explodes with an all-out assault on Blizzard's reputation.
I'm so proud of this community.
Surprise, surprise, Warcraft 3 fans are pretty fucking good at making memes involving Warcraft 3. But the weaponized memes go much deeper. Harry Potter, Star Wars, SpongeBob, it's meme open season. The battlefield is so bloody that random Redditors are joining the sub just to witness the carnage. Warcraft 3 Reforged has officially been rebranded to Warcraft 3 Refunded, technically more accurate. Someone even bought the domain and created a website called Warcraft 3 Refunded. Memes have overtaken reality. But the subreddit wasn't the only target. No. The people, they needed to think bigger. They needed to hit Blizzard where it really hurts. The one place every gamer knows is reliable when it comes to video game reviews and opinions, Metacritic. And the people begin mercilessly bombing the Metacritic with zeros. And good lord, over 13,000 reviews. This is gonna be good. 0, 0, 0. Ooh, a Blizzard employee, 0, more zeros. How low can you go? And thousands of zeros were dropped on that fateful day, which shall forever be known as the culling of Metacritic. All the way down to 0.5. If you're ever looking for a good read, put down your Nietzsche and scroll through the 134 pages of reviews. But one challenger stood in their way. Day 1, Gary's incident had an unprecedented 0.4 rating. And so people started bombing their Metacritic, but with 10s to artificially boost it above Warcraft 3 Reforged. And boom, Warcraft 3 Reforged now holds the all-important, very accurate title of worst video game of all time, according to Metacritic. Blizzard hasn't seen a PR crisis this bad since like a few months ago. What will they do? How will they respond? And so Blizzard says,
Very dramatic.
As they release a statement, we're sorry to all those people who didn't get the experience they wanted. Wait, did Blizzard just subtly blame the players for having too lofty expectations?
What?
Dickheads, you set the expectations sky high, not us. When it's pre-order time, hype party. Time to walk back expectations? Just rely on some random forum posters to get the word out. Job well done. And even after the game's launch, the website continued to falsely advertise features that just weren't in the game. Business 101. They then go on to defend the cutscenes, stating the reason for staying so close to the original is to maintain the integrity of the original story. Because the fans sounded oh so angry at the one updated cutscene we saw.
Entire city must be purged.
They sound furious.
It's done.
Decrees Blizzard as they take no responsibility for the failure and sadly say nothing about the new devastating custom game policy. Speculation time. So what happened? Well, The first issue is clearly Blizzard either doesn't know how the internet works or thinks its fans are complete morons. Possibly both. It's almost like they forget that every post, every word uttered is on record and can be pulled with ease, so the entire story can be rehashed with precision. So how could a remastering of a beloved game have been this difficult? Especially from industry veterans like Blizzard. This shit should have been routine. Like, you had 17 years to figure it out. Well, like with all failed game releases, it was presumably forced to release before it was ready. At BlizzCon 2018, they set a release date for about a year out, knowing the promises they had made, so presumably they had a team in place to fulfill. I mean, this isn't their first rodeo. But then, in February of 2019, so a few months later, Blizzard made massive employee cuts, laying off around 800 people. Some, if not many, from this team. Especially when you consider an RTS isn't going to be the focal point of Activision Blizzard's business model, as it's a less popular genre that will pull in less money than, say, a World of Warcraft. So the project's resources were probably cut severely. But why rush the game's release? Money. Activision Blizzard had this kinda important meeting on February 6, 2020, their 2019 Q4 report, which typically drastically will influence the stock price in the following months. And by rushing this abomination of a game, pun intended, the game's first week and a half of sales and pre-orders will be counted towards that quarter. So they've essentially propped this quarter's numbers up, while sacrificing next quarter's. And in the crossfire, Warcraft 3 Reforged was massacred.
You sick bastards. You'll never get away with it.
The people making the game absolutely knew it wasn't ready, but that is not a decision for them to make. It's no wonder it was all quiet on the Blizzard front leading up to the release of the game. Blizzard hyped that shit up in 2018, collected all them good pre-orders, and then hoped everyone would forget about it. But the internet doesn't forget, Brett. So Blizzard is on full damage control. Surprise, surprise, it's been a hard week for them. Losing the Metacritic skirmishes was one thing. The meme battles of the Warcraft subreddit was another. But to lose on the refund front, that kills them. But the hand of fate, and people, myself included, needs to be forced. And we all need to stop pre-ordering games and just wait and see if it's actually a worthwhile product. Otherwise, why not just put out a dumpster fire and collect all that good money? And that's it really. That is the story so far. Hopefully, Blizzard can right this ship. I want them to. I want this game to be amazing. Warcraft 3 Classic is possibly my favorite game of all time. They need to do what's right. Just put their heads down, work hard, and stop rushing shit. Hopefully the scourge of Activision does not consume them before it's too late. Patreon time. Rubbery Reuben. Hope I'm saying that name right. Can everybody at home give him or her, probably him, a clap? My one and only patron. Thank you, sir. Love you, baby. Also, smash that fucking like button. Smash that fucking subscribe button. Smash that fucking bell, baby. And that's it.